we're going to go over the best hands in poker, and you'll be surprised what they are. This is one right here, the unsuited split. A 5-7 is the best hand to hit a straight with because they'll be impossible to read if you hit a straight on the flop return. Really, it's kind of harder to hit a straight anything further apart than that. Like suited connectors, it's easy to hit a straight, but it's super easy to read. So what's the point of even hitting the hand if you're going to be ultra readable? And then the next best hand is ace suited. An ace-2 with the same suit is a good hand because if you hit the flush, then guess what? You've won the hand with the best hand possible. And then the third best hand would be a pocket pair. You want to hit a 3 of a kind on the flop or the turn. So pocket 2s, pocket 3s, pay $20, seed the flop. It's worth it when you hit that trips because it's hard to see. All these kinds of hands are incredibly sneaky, and when you hit them, you're guaranteed to get paid. So that's why they're the best hands. And the funny thing about it is each of these hands, you could have a 2 in your hand. So good luck, have fun out there, and best of luck to you. Make sure you subscribe and like my video. Thank you. And although this information could be saved for a whole nother video, I'm going to share it right now. And it goes like this. When you're bluffing, and you should be bluffing at some point to keep your opponents honest, you must not bluff too many chips. You can get more value out of a smaller bluff than a big bluff because a big bluff comes across as desperate, where a small bluff is more like a strong, powerful hand that they're just trying to get whatever chips they can out of what they believe is a small-handed opponent across the board. So when you're bluffing, keep your bluffs in check because really they could have the same effect or even better effect and only be 1/3 of the amount that you've been bluffing recently. And then my next piece of advice is it's always better to be the better than the caller. So if there's a big bet out there, assume the worst, look at the board, look at all the available information, and then make your decision wisely. An incredibly important part of the game that is underestimated by many, many players is position. It's really a huge advantage to be able to see what your opponents do first. If you see that they don't bet, you can make a small bet and then a continuation bet. Chips always flow to whoever acts last. Never underestimate the flow of the table by position. It's very important to learn your opponents. This means playing very slowly for the first couple times you play them and really see how other people play against them, how they bet, and what hands do they have when they bet. If they have pocket aces and they raise 12, well, you can guarantee that person's going to be raising 12 when they have the aces next time around. So really take it very slow, very calm, and what you're doing is you're just building a rapport of information and realizing who to stay away from and who to go after, who has the hand, who doesn't bluff, who always bluffs, who tries to catch the cards on the river, who waits around for good hands, who plays the sneaky hands like myself, where you can't really expect what you're up against. But then I saved the best for last, and the most important rule is to avoid playing while you're on tilt. How do you do this? Because it's easier said than done, obviously. Well, the trick is to limit how many hours you're playing. So you say, I will only play 3 hours, then I will get up. And no matter what, you get up, unless you're on an incredibly hot streak. But really, you got to limit your playing time, 1, and then 2, if you get off an airplane, don't play that day. Go do anything else than play after you've been on an airplane, because you've been waiting there, and you got to be patient in poker. And then this also means refusing to play if you only have maybe 25% of your chips left and you're up against people who have 20 times the amount of chips as yourself. If you've incorporated all my tips and secrets and it's still not working for you, then maybe poker isn't your game and you should try something else. Some people are just genetically wired to be better at math, and so At the end of the day, you got to do what you're good at.